Question: can you use the old generation shampoo system to scrub your tile and grate floor? Let's find out. Don't forget everything used in the video today. There are links in the description below for the best place to get your Kirby products. Make sure you check those out at the end of this video. Now, a couple of months ago, I got asked a question, and the question was, can I use my generation shampoo system to scrub my tile and grate floor? I haven't got any carpets, so is it possible? Well, in today's video, we're going to check that out. And what we'll do first is we're going to dive in and check the differences between the old shampoo system and the new one, and see what the advantages are and disadvantages of using it on your tile floor. So let's jump in and have a look. Right, so on my right, we've got the Kirby G5. Now, we've got the original shampoo system which Kirby released with the G3 back in 1991. Now, this system ran up until the Century 2 in early 2014, and then as of the middle of 2014, the Avalir 100th edition was released with the new shampoo system, which is still going with the Avalir 2. Now, Kirby have made a few more additions, and with that they brought out the tile and grate system that you can put into your shampoo system. So we'll compare the systems and what the difference is between them, but today we're going to be seeing if we can get as good a result with the original shampoo system using the Kirby Tile and Grate cleaner compared to what results we got with the Avalir Tile and Grate system. I did do a test with the Avalir Tile and Grate system, and I'll put all kind of linking to that, so make sure you check that out at the end of this video. And from the results I got, it was a fantastic addition to the system. So we'll jump in and have a look at the shampoo systems, compare them and see what differences there are between the brush roll and advantages and disadvantages. Right, so as we look at the two shampoo systems, we've got the G5. Like I said, this was brought out with the G3 and continued straight up to the Century 2. Now, what has changed on it? So the dials are exactly the same, the bottle's the same. Kirby put this feature on here, and all that is, it doesn't click, so it doesn't click, it just gives you positions for your hard floor, tile and grate. That's your scrubbing system. If you want shampoo, move it straight down to your carpet and so on, and then if you want it off, exactly the same. With the original system, we've got the off and we've got the on. So the on, we turn all the way around to do shampoo, and off if you wanted to pick up any residue or any shampoo that was excess. Now, what you can do with this, I'm assuming, is just flip it about halfway, which is roughly what that is. So if you flip that there, they're identical. Now, when we turn them over on the bottom, there's nothing that's changed. You've still got the same filter system here, which is what blows your air through to make your shampoo, and then you've got the filter, exactly the same filter here, which obviously produces your shampoo or your foam for your tile and grate. Right, through the two shampoo systems, Kirby changed the hose. You got a shorter hose which went to the bottle. This hose was a lot longer, a bit more flexible. You had to move the whole system off if you wanted to drain it. With the newer system, you've got this part here that comes off. You can take that out, drain it, and then put it back in. With the older system, you've got to take that off completely. Now, let's flip over to the brush rolls. As we look at the brush roll, you've got an arrow-shaped pattern, and that will scrub your carpet as it goes. Now, we want to use this on tile and grate, so let's compare it to the tile and grate brush. So this is a tile and grate brush. It's obviously not going to fit because the ends are different, but you obviously use this in the Avalir too. But that wasn't the question. The question was, will this do a good a job at cleaning the grate as this one does? Well, when we look at this one, we've got soft black bristles, which are there, and they're exactly the same texture, soft. Now, I'm assuming these bristles here are what pick up your water and your dirty water, and obviously put it back in the tray for you to empty. Now, here you've got a row, so every other row is a scrubbing brush. So those are a lot stiffer, and those are going to scrub. So what we're lacking on this brush roll is the scrubbing action from the stiffer brushes. Now, whether that works just as well on the grate, we'll find out. I think on tiles it probably do a reasonable job, but is it going to pick up all the water? Get this set up as a shampoo system, put some tile and grate cleaner in there, give it a go on the tile and grate. Right, so we've got the G5 set up as the shampoo system. So we'll start by filling the tank up, and then we'll add our solution. Right, through our shampoo bottle, all you're going to do is fill it up to the first, second or third line, depending on the size of your room. Now, we're going to go up to the second line because we've got quite a bit of floor here, and I've also got the laundry. Run your tap first. Make sure it's lukewarm, so you don't want it scalding hot. and then we'll top it up to the desired line. And that's up to the second line. So now what we're going to add is 2 capfuls because we went to the second line. And we'll fit that back on the Kirby. So just slide that on. Put our nozzle on. With this system, we're going to whack it all the way down. And that's exactly what you do with the Avalir system. Next, we're going to turn our dial just halfway. And that's roughly the same position as what the Avalir is. If you wanted to stop putting down foam and pick it up, we'll just turn it to the off position. Right, so with your tiles and grout, make sure you vacuum inundate first. So there is a little bit of fluff there I've missed, but we'll zoom in, I'll have a look at the grout. So you can see the grout in here is pretty clean. I've got a few dirty marks which I'll zoom across to. So you can see you've got a little dirty mark there, but the bathroom isn't too bad. Come to the sink area, that's where you'll notice the grout is a little bit dirtier. This is the sink area. We've got a high traffic area. It's got the dog walking in and out here, as you can see. She's still in season. And we've got grout lines which are a little bit dirty, which obviously from the dog all get rubbed off our socks. People wear slippers, and that's what causes the grout to get really dirty. Now when doing the tile and grout, make sure that you've got it in neutral and that your dial is set to the tile and grout system, which is in the middle on a standard shampoo tank. And what we'll do is start this up and see how we go. Right, so it's picked up quite a bit. Now with this original system, you've got to just unclip the hose there. Make sure you fully raise it. Turn your belt to pick it up. And then release it off. Now try not to spill it because it's not like the Avalir system. And we'll just see what we've got. Right, so just tip this out. It's a little bit murky, a little bit dirty, you can't see that much, but it is. So it has generally picked up some dirt off the tiles. I'm not sure what it's done to the grout, but like I said and I showed earlier, the agitation on this brush roll isn't going to be as good as the Avalir. As for picking it up, it seems to be picking up the water. You've got to lift it up quite a bit, and we haven't got the advantage of the mop system that we can put in there. Now Kirby could make a mop system for this to slot in, but then it's going to take away sales from the Avalir system. So whack that all the way back down now, we'll leave that turned off and try and pick up the extra residue. If we can't, then we're going to have to get a dry mop to pick it up. Right, so this is the second lot. You can see there's dirty water coming out of there. Okay, so when you're finished, Just make sure you totally swirl these off and then put them on a drainer to drain. So what I like to do is just take that off, push your brush roll out, and this goes the same for the Avalir. You want to get all that water off there, and all the soap, make sure it's fully washed out. Obviously do it in your laundry sink. I'm just doing it in the bathroom because that's where I am at the moment. With your brush roll, give it a clean. Bear in mind all these are metal, so they're going to want drying with an old tea towel. And then make sure you wash this out. And again, just dry it with a tea towel. Same as your shampoo, you don't want anything drying in here because it's going to be there next time you come to use it. Right, so you can see our floor's still pretty wet and pretty slippy. Now, if you've got the Avalir, you can go over it with a mop system, and I find that works really well at getting it nice and dry. Now, because I haven't got that feature, I'm going to be using a spinny mop today, and I will put a link in the description below for anyone who's interested in one of these. It is made by Vacuum. This video is not sponsored by Vacuum, and I repeat that, it is not sponsored by Vacuum. I have nothing to do with Vacuum in any way. It's just my mop that I prefer. Right, so what came out was minimal, there was barely anything left on the floor. Once we've gone over the whole floor with a mop, I think the mop soaked up most of it and there wasn't really a lot. Now with your Kirby, and I recommend this with Avalir, whenever you've been using the shampoo system, just make sure it is all fully dry underneath. So just get a dirty tea towel or an old tea towel and just make sure all that is white, because otherwise that will corrode being aluminium and left wet. So make sure it's all dry there. Dry your wheels. Obviously your wheel's going to be a lot cleaner because you've had them running around in that fluid. And then just make sure it's dry along here. So it's normally along here and underneath that seem to get a little bit of moisture on them. So just make sure it's totally dry. Well, so we've dried off our Kirby, we'll let this dry and let all the grout lines dry, and then we'll zoom in and do a comparison before and after and see if it did make a difference. And then I'll run through my final review at the end as to whether I think you should use your standard Kirby shampoo system compared to buying the Avalir system to attach to your G Series Kirby. Right, so the floor's totally dry now, and we'll just zoom in and have a look at the grout lines in the bathroom. So the grout lines, that's what they was like when they were clean before, so that is clean anyway. The tiles have come up. We've still got that little bit of grime there in the tile grout, so it hasn't cleaned that. Like I said, it hasn't got the agitation. So we'll just zoom around and do the other part of the bathroom and see if that's come up any cleaner. So this is the other part of the bathroom. Toilet first, so it hasn't cleaned any of that grout there. That's still grimy. It's cleaned all the tiles, so it's got all the marks off where the dog's been in season, and all the tiles have come up reasonably clean. Zoom in on the other part of the bathroom. The grout lines are still grey, grimy. It hasn't cleaned them very well. Obviously, like I said, there's no agitation there. And we've still got a little bit of grime there on the grout lines. Don't forget everything used in the video today. There are links in the description below for the best place to get your Kirby products. Make sure you check those out at the end of this video. So we're diving into the final results. So as you can see from those tiles, the original shampoo system, it will clean your tiles. It's not going to scrub your grout. Like I said, that brush roll in that older system is a lot softer. It's made for cleaning carpets, not for cleaning tiles, and not for cleaning grout. Yes, you can use it to clean your tiles. If your grout's dirty, I don't think it's going to bring it up really well, because you're not going to get that agitation unless you literally get down on your hands and knees and scrub it with a scrubbing brush. Compared to the Avalir system as well, when you look at how it picks up the water, you've got a blade on the front of the original Kirby shampoo system, which is there for laying the foam. On the new shampoo system for the Avalir, that blade is further back and it's only a thin one. You seem to get that ploughing effect when you're trying to pick up the water. What I was having to do, if you noticed in the video, was I was having to lift the Kirby to go over any water that I wanted to pick up. It was laying it down and scrubbing it, not to the extent of the agitation that you get from the Avalir 2 tile and grout system. Its fluid is exactly the same that I used, but you haven't got the agitation from that brush roll. And as well as that, if you notice as well, yes, it was time lapse. Now I was moving a lot slower with the original Kirby shampoo system, purely because when you move forward and it's starting to build up what it's collecting in there, it starts to slosh and it's more than likely going to come out. At least with the Avalir 2 system, you've got that cover on there to stop it sloshing, and you can at least take just that out and empty it as you go. With the original shampoo system, you've got to take the whole thing off and be careful not to spill it when you're tipping it out. So in my opinion, even if Kirby released a brush roll for it, yes, it would scrub it, but you're still not going to get it picking up the waste water to the extent that the Avalir 2 tile and grout system does. No comparison, it wasn't made for that. In my opinion, if you've got a G Series, you don't have to upgrade to the Avalir, but I would suggest that buying the Avalir tile and grout system or shampoo system so you can clean your tiles and your grouts, because it does a fantastic job compared to trying to use an older system that wasn't made for that. So again, those new to the channel, if you find you're getting value out of this content that contemplates showing support by slapping that subscribe button, it's absolutely free. Ding that bell for notifications so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Give us a big thumbs up and comment down below. I will reply to the comment, and if you like what you comment, I'll pin it to the video. So what we'll do is cut to any bloopers, and I'll catch you in the next one.